Shoot the front one. Shoot the front one.
Nice shot.
Back into the darkness. Whoa. Almost got a spider web there. Alright. This is what Florida used to look like. Shit, this is what South Beach used to look like. I'm on the white trail, by the way. I didn't mention that, but the orange trail splits off on the North Loop version anyway. It splits off with the road. In other words, you can opt to take the utility road or take this white trail, which is new. This butterfly's following me. Cool. Yep, definitely following me. Almost all the way through here. Must like my smell. Anyway, as I was saying, this is apparently a relatively new trail that they built, the white trail. And I gotta say, it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Alright, I think that about does it for that section. Exit's over that way, but I'm going to continue on the white trail. Thought that log was a skull for a second. I don't know if you can see that. So, we're out of the real deep stuff. Sun's hot, but it feels good to have a nice breeze going again. Just saw a pretty nasty mud wasp I wouldn't want to run into. Haven't seen much but insects today, though. I almost stepped on a dead pig last time I was out here. It was right in the middle of the trail. And then I was upwind of it, but I'll tell you, that thing stunk. If I had been downwind, I would have smelled that from a mile away. Alright, made it to the North Loop rest stop. This is my second break. And just hydrating a little bit. It's 3:45, so been walking for almost 2 hours, hour and 45. More than halfway here. So just to give you an idea where I am here, started here, came up here, around here, that's a mile, to there, it's another 1.2, I came here, this is where I got on the white trail. You can opt to go down the utility road here, but I think that's cheating, so the white comes all the way down here, where I'll meet up with the bottom of the South Loop Trail. And if I were to guess, I'd say as far as the white trail goes, I'm probably right at about here. Probably done about a mile, 1.3 miles on the white trail so far. So that marks about a little more than halfway. That's the majority of the longer part of the hike up that way. And this should be pretty smooth sailing down here back to the lot. Do a little bit of research on this scat I came across here. It's of a pretty decent size. 2 lumps of it. And it's just not ringing a bell. What could he eat in that? Because those are pretty big, pretty decent sized droppings for anything of
smaller size.
Alright, so just finished up with the White Trail, which is considered more or less the end of the North Loop. And then about a quarter of a mile after that you pick up the South Loop. North Loop is about 3.8. Yeah, it's 3.8 on the North Loop, 3.8 miles. Did that, plus the mile and a half of backtracking. So let's make that 5 1/4. South Loop is 1.9. So should be right at about 7.1 miles by the time I get back to the car. So figure I can knock this last 2 miles out in about a little under an hour. So just gonna keep the pace up and see what I can do. It's 10 after 4 at the moment. Been out here for 2 hours 10 minutes. So yeah, I figure it'll end up being about a 3-hour hike. Well, I am now going back the other way as I realized I dropped my map again. I have this habit of putting it in my back pocket, and that's just not a good spot because it works its way out. But fortunately, it wasn't too far. Cool. About a half mile into the South Loop. It's getting hot out here. Can you tell? Getting pretty warm. Alright guys, finally made it back inside the car and about to head back. I am hot. That was brutal. I figure I ended up doing about 7.5, almost 8 miles. I started to veer off at the end. Ended up doing about a half a mile each way, going the wrong way on South Loop. Fortunately, I looked down at the compass and saw I was headed southeast as opposed to northwest. Caught that. That would have been that would have made the hike a lot longer. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it.